Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
If you're looking for COVID-19 testing, look into Quest, the lab that's processed over 25 million tests and counting. You can get the same test hospitals use without a doctor visit. Simply order online, select from drive-through or at-home options, and get results sent securely to your phone or computer. It's experience and accuracy you can trust from Quest, the largest medical testing lab in the country. So order today at questcovid19.com. That's questcovid19.com.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthma Core Studios near Detroit, Michigan. It's unregimented.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
And now, here are your hosts.
It's Friday, April 3rd. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Rich.
Fauci's missing. He wasn't at the presser today.
Where was Fauci today?
I don't know. But they said the day after we're reading, he needed a heightened security detail. He's missing. I don't know what's going on. They get him?
Yeah, look, you shouldn't. There's not like an episode of House without House, right?
It's true.
Like every episode of House has House in it. Like this should just be the Fauci show, and you should not go on air without Fauci.
Dr. Birx was there.
That's the man. Okay, yeah, that's fair point.
But true. But it was.
Why is Fauci the one that everyone trusts more? Is it sexism?
She's the coordinator of the effort. He's the infectious disease expert.
The mastermind.
Yeah. He served under 5 presidents. He's got some street cred.
Yeah. Also, I don't know that I trust Burke. Was it Burke?
Birx.
I don't know if I trust her as much though.
Why is that? Because you're sexist?
It seems like she's getting her message directly from the president, where Fauci is the one to go, actually, it's like this.
No, they seem to be fair, her and Tony seem to work in tandem. Like when they're both there together, they're a pretty good tag team.
Well, it's a thing. Like, so without Fauci on that tag team, what are we left with? Yeah,
but whoever would be his job if it wasn't him. It would just be the person who has his job. Because something like this, you need that. We need to know his actual title. Everyone just keeps calling him he's the top infectious disease expert in the United States. But what does that mean? We're just saying talking points at this point. What is his actual deal?
Well, I mean, doctor is fair enough for me. Like, people vouch for him as a disease expert, and he's got the official doctor title. What else do you need?
Well, Dr. Phil's a doctor, too. But
he's not a real doctor.
Actually, he is. It's, what was it? Dr. Laura, I think, was the one that wasn't a doctor that called herself a doctor.
Yeah.
Phil's just a fucking shitty doctor. Let's look up. It's Tony Do.
But thanks,
got, Google, physician. Gee, thanks.
Well, yeah, but what else do you want?
What his title is.
His title in Trump's administration?
Yeah, what does he do? His business card probably doesn't say top infectious disease expert.
Let's see. He works for the Department of Health and Human Services, right?
Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Boom. There's my answer.
Oh, okay.
That is what Tony is. And he wasn't there today.
He wasn't there today, and he's got a security detail as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, why would he be receiving threats?
I guess it's the fake news crowd.
Is it these same people that are posting the videos out of they're recording the hospitals and saying there's nothing happening here? It's all a conspiracy.
Probably he's receiving threats for the same reason that motherfuckers tweeted at and wrote Shane Black, because he put a fake Mandalorian in Iron Man 3 instead of the real one. Because people are fucking crazy. That's why. There's really nothing more to say. He's on TV. They're pissed off. You're lying about the virus.
Yeah, Shane Black got death threats over that.
Yeah, I have a friend.
That was like the best part of the movie for me. It's fucking, you make your villain Gandhi, and then he turns out to be a total fraud. Like, it's perfect.
That's how the kid who played Joffrey got death threats. And I'm
He does come off as an asshole.
Fictional characters. They're not real.
Yeah, but he plays it really well. A little too well for my likes.
I have a friend who's a full-time news reporter at a news station here in town, radio station. Said they got an email yesterday wishing all of them at the radio station to get the virus and die for spreading fake news.
Exactly. This is why I'm no longer on Facebook, because I went through this on forums 20 years ago. It's just on with social media being worldwide now, it's just on a much, much, much larger scale. It's the same shit, different toilet. That's it.
Oh, there's even a hashtag that you can follow. Hashtag Fauci fraud.
I don't have enough energy Fauci for this fraud, day of the week.
So Fauci fraud, that's the second, but it's the first one to be brought up on this show.
The hashtag Fauci fraud, according to the story that came out yesterday in the New York Times, has been used by more than 70 Twitter accounts, some posting hundreds of times a day. How many of those are bots, though? Can you dig a little bit in New York Times on this and tell us, like, are these actual accounts or are these bot accounts?
No, they can't dig. They're failing.
Yeah.
They've been failing for 4 years now, and it's beautiful. It's a perfect failing.
And posting hundreds.
They're failing so much they won't shut off their fucking paywall.
They're posting about this hundreds of times a day. Then they are either a bot or they're just an unemployed wacko.
I think you probably got a lot from column A and you got a little bit from column B.
Yeah.
I would hope.
That's the majority of what we see, right? It's like mostly bot and a few local idiots.
Yeah, I definitely hope so. Yeah, this is how come, like, when people are like, oh, someone received death threats because they didn't like this person in this movie. I'm like, yeah, I've received death threats.
What's the thing, okay? People? Can we slow?
It ain't that big of a fucking deal. Sorry.
Can we slow our roll on the death threats?
The death threats, regardless of how legitimate they may or may not come off, when they're directed towards the 79-year-old doctor that's supposed to save us all, I don't care. Like, put all the men on him.
Well, here's the thing. Is he going to save us all, or is he just a mouthpiece of the people who are working behind the scenes?
That's right. He's leading us all to slaughter.
Either way, Rich, he's our only hope.
Help us, Fauci.
Obi-Wan Fauci.
Yeah, you're our only hope.
Obi-Wan Fauci.
Help us, Dr. Fauci. You're our only hope.
General Fauci. Oh, that's a name. Maybe it means Obi-Wan Fauci over there. That old hermit that lives over there. It is nice to know that there is an adult on the scene, though, because for a while it was Pence, but Pence is like that really permissive parent who just stands there and let their kids act like a fucking fool in public, and you look at him and go, "Have you tried beating their ass?"
My theory,
he just stands there stoic.
My theory is Pence came up with those guidelines because he loves waving those around. He's always got them in his hand when he's speaking. My theory is those are his. He came up with them, or he helped, because he does.
I helped.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing about this hashtag that the New York Times is reporting on. I actually searched this hashtag on Twitter, and most, if not almost all of the hits that I'm getting on this, that are, especially the ones that are getting a lot of traction, are getting retweeted and liked, are people criticizing it. People are tweeting like crazy this hashtag, saying that these people who are using this, quote unquote, legitimately, are wackos and assholes. So how many people are really tweeting hashtag Fauci fraud?
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's the first one, the hashtag attached to a conspiracy theory I've heard brought up on the show, but I saw one yesterday and I did my best to do some digging. And I really couldn't come up with much, but apparently there's a conspiracy theory. This is somehow attached to the 5G theory that I think we talked about last week.
Oh yeah.
You can look it up on your own. Trust me, it's all over the internet. It's a nice cut and paste. It's been pasted by 10 million different people. And the hashtag they're attaching to it is "freedom is a lie." And I'm like, what does this have to do with 5G? I don't understand. Like, Fauci fraud is very succinct and to the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a better slogan to hashtag than "freedom is a lie" and 5G is making us sick. What? Huh? But
white dudes are injecting AIDS into our chicken nuggets.
What What is it from, by the way?
30 Rock. It's
that's how come I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So I found one earnest tweet with the hashtag Fauci fraud, and it's Jody Klein, who has 4 followers, and their picture is just some doors and no banner at all. So yeah, they really put a lot of. Oh, and joined in January of 2020. So nearly nobody is legitimately tweeting this out. So this is just insane. That's how. Just while we're recording, I do a quick search and I look at it and I see that there's really nobody using this legitimately, and that doesn't get included in New York Times story. All they do is go, "Oh, there's a hashtag Fauci fraud."
Did you put it in a search?
Did
you put it in a search bar? Because I've already found 4 or 5 tweets that are not. Let's see. I urge all of you to break the quarantine and get together for a big meeting like an indoor stadium.
Those are trolls. Yes, those are trolls.
You're right.
Read it again.
You're right.
There's a lot of people going, "Oh yeah, hashtag Fauci fraud. Let's get together and talk about it."
Let's see. Those are the top. Let's see the latest.
Okay, so you can double check my quote unquote research on the pod if you want, but I'm telling you, it's a handful of idiots, mostly bots.
The first tweet at Tom Wolf, PA. Stop this nonsense. Let us go back to work. Open the bars and restaurants. Enough BS. Stop listening to quack doctors. False documents are more dangerous than fake news. This guy wants us not to trust Fauci or Birx because they're both Democrats. Cool. That's sound thinking. No, I don't want to keep reading. No. I'm good. Cool.
See, what the beauty of it is that, like Aaron just said, trolls and bots. And the people on the right are going trolls and bots about anybody who says anything negative about, Fauci fraud. Oh, it's all trolls and bots. Okay. How about this? How about everybody that believes this shit for real get together and cough on each other a lot?
What's it? Yeah.
What state can we afford to lose? How about I got family in Florida, whatever. Let's just send them to Florida. We can saw off the Dade County. Come on.
Yeah, there's no reasoning behind any of this, right? To say that you trust Trump more than a doctor. Right. I mean, when it came right down to it, and they had coronavirus, and there's 2 people that can see you and give you treatment. One of them is the president, and one of them is Dr. Fauci. Who do you think they're going to see ultimately? I mean, hopefully they shake the president's hand, but they're going to want to make sure that they see the actual doctor and get his opinion on this.
Well, depending on how mentally retarded they are, they might think this is their make-a-wish and I get to meet President Trump. And so you don't want to meet Fauci? No, who? No, Trump. Okay.
Yeah,
Timmy.
I don't buy this idea that they don't trust him because he's deep state. They don't trust him because he can possibly make Trump look bad. And that's all they really care about. They don't think that they themselves are going to die from this. Sure, it may be real. People are going to die. Nobody I know never going to touch me. And meanwhile, I'm going to, lose my job because of all this panic.
I'm really starting to wonder if there's not some seriously repressed homosexuality going on with a lot of these maggots, these MAGA hat bastards. Because how can you worship a grown man so much? That's not you worship Jesus because he's been presented as a deity and the Son of God and somehow 1/3 of the God being, and that shit's been shoved in your head since you had a soft spot on it. So I'll forgive you for that one. But Trump, it is deity worship. If he's standing next to fucking a panel of experts, and these experts all agree, and he disagrees, these people go, well, they're not the so-called experts, fake experts.
Well, because remember, too, it's about winning. It's just about being right. Like, that's what we've shown.
Then I hope these fucking people die.
That's what everybody's shown. It's just about being right.
I don't regret saying that either. Fuck it. I'm tired of this shit.
Well, yeah,
die, motherfuckers. Let us evolve.
Anyone who is consciously tweeting Fauci fraud and meaning it, you get to be the first to go outside. You can start today. You're not scared? Go ahead. Think it's all a bunch of bullshit? Go right ahead.
Yeah, how about this? Take your ass down to Michigan and Lanyo, and if you can still find a hooker out there on the stroll, go ahead and go up in the bitch raw dog. All 3 holes.
You go start licking doorknobs. Okay. It's all a bunch of bullshit, right?
Never spit in your mouth while you're at it. Yeah, it's all horse shit, right? Like, I'm tired of this garbage. I'm tired of it. Why do we have to be held back by these fucking morons?
Because this is America. The same reason a month into this, the airplanes are still flying. Because we have this unhealthy attachment to, like, I don't know, to our ideologies. Like, we apparently...
This is another weak titty conspiracy theory, though, right? I mean, there's nothing to it. It's just like, Fauci's a fraud. We don't believe him. Why not? Yeah, because
I don't like
deep
him.
State. Because he's deep state.
Yeah,
probably a fag too. I don't know. There's nothing there.
Like, I mean, at least how do you think? Why do you think he's gay? Because I was near the podium and I smelled someone burped and I smelled dick. What? Yeah, that was Prince that burped. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's Fauci covers his mouth. He's a doctor.
He just like enunciates really well and shit. Like, I don't trust him.
Yeah, why not? You got a tattoo, man. You read like a fag and you talk like a fag and your shit's all fucked up, man.
Yes.
Unregimented.
ChristopherMedia.net.
As much as life has changed over the last year, you're still pretty busy. So consider convenient COVID-19 testing from Quest. Get the same tests hospitals use without a doctor visit. Simply order online, select from drive-through or at-home options, and get results sent securely to your phone or computer. It's a great fit for your busy life. With over 25 million COVID-19 tests processed, you can count on Quest. So order your test today at questcovid19.com.
Reinvent yourself at UCLA Extension. Explore continuing education programs to enhance and expand your skill set. Gain real-world skills taught by industry experts that you can apply immediately. Learn from anywhere and choose from a wide variety of online courses in entertainment, digital technology, business, engineering, and more. Winter quarter begins January 4th. Learn more at uclaextension.edu.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. And that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Unregimented.
Yeah, I mean, at least the train guy, he had something going there. I mean, he didn't really have a solid ending for it. His kind of just farted out. You know.
I think he's played way too much Grand Theft Auto. Yes, you can get a train to jump the tracks in real life. No, it won't jump halfway across San Francisco.
Yeah, he fell pretty far short of his goal.
What was he trying to do?
Run that train into the fucking ship.
Why?
Right. So if listeners haven't seen this story, because there's so much going on, I can imagine why you may have missed this story. But there's some ships. I guess these are Navy-owned ships, right? These are hospital ships, or they've been converted into hospitals, and they've been brought into port to try and assist with the overflow of patients. And this guy works on a train yard that was near the port. And the tracks, of course, they terminate quite a distance before the water because you don't really want to drive them off into the water.
Was he trying to be like the road trip? He's trying to do that?
But he thought if he built up enough head of steam, he could actually get this thing all the way off the tracks, and with the intention of puncturing this ship and exposing it for what it was.
Which, let me guess, it's here to bring us all the coronavirus, not help us get rid of it, right?
He thought it was empty, I guess.
I think that was implied, but we're not really sure. Like if he actually had a decent ending to his theory, we didn't get it in the story.
Yeah, they didn't really go way too deep into. They just said that he was saying shit like, I just wanted people to know the truth, and this is how I was going to show it to them. And it's
the government is covering up coronavirus and using ships to something.
Yeah, exactly. It's something. I don't know. It's crazy.
Just hand wave.
Government did it.
We'll figure that out when we get there.
We'll figure that out when we jump the track.
Yeah,
right. We'll figure it out when we see this train actually puncture the hull.
You think as he was getting ready to run it to run it, he was like, engine number 9 on New York Transit line. If my train goes off the track, pick it up.
It had to be. Imagine the disappointment for this man, though, right? Because he had to know as soon as he left those tracks, like you should have an idea if you have enough momentum and speed to actually get to it, and you have to realize early on, like, oh, we're stopping way short of our goal here.
Right.
I wonder if he thought
the disappointment, the stinking feeling in that guy's gut when he realizes that he's going to go to jail and he's never going to get anywhere near that ship. And then he's going to be talking to his bunkmates for the next 20 years about this shit, what was inside that ship, and how, I would have made it, but they found out my plot ahead of time and tried to make it look like an accident. And, they locked the brakes on the train on me, so I couldn't get to the ship.
And his Sally's going to be like, yeah, I've heard this story every night. Now get down here and let me bust them cheeks.
Yeah, right.
just give up the booty, sir.
Yeah.
But no, I
got a train here that's looking for a hole to bust right now.
I ain't gonna lie.
And it's gonna have no problem getting through.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, son. This next part's gonna feel like a freight train going up your ass. It's just like... but no, I mean, he had to I wonder if he had visions. Remember the guy who stole the plane, and he's like, I can't really fly. It's crazy, and then he crashed it.
Yeah.
That guy. The guy said he played Bebo. Guy said, "No, I played video games before."
Yeah.
Same energy.
I wonder if he thought I'm going to go down in history like that guy. They're going to be talking about me on the internet. And then he just jumped the track and went 10 feet past it. And they were like, are you done? Seriously? I'm glad you figured out this wasn't going to work now. And he had to go through.
It would have been so much funnier if he could have, if they did it if it was a movie, right? The train would have stopped, just touching the hull. Wasn't it? What was the movie? It was a spy/war movie spoof that was in the 80s.
Which one?
Top Secret?
I think, Top Secret. Wasn't it in Top Secret where somebody almost hits a Pinto? Almost rear ends it, and the bumper just comes in contact with it, and then it makes the car explode.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, that sounds somewhat familiar.
So I mean, if life was a movie, that guy would have at least touched the hull.
The hull?
The hull of the ship.
I know.
The side,
Yeah, and it was a 4
somebody else is going to be touching his.
Yeah, the sister's going to be passing him around. Hey, pass him around like the coronavirus, fellas. We got that herd immunity now.
I'm going to blow up your back end like an 80s Pinto.
Ow.
Damn. And all he was doing was trying to turn us on to the government line. It was about coronavirus. Now he's just getting filled out like a job application in federal prison.
I really hope, and I really doubt they did, but I hope that they showed him what was inside the ship.
Like, okay, come here. Bring his handcuffed ass over here. Open the hatch.
What they're really doing, they're putting it when they
see in there. They're beds. They're sick people. Stupid.
No, what really happened is when they put him into the ambulance, they opened the door to the ship, and it was just a bunch of people coughing and hacking, and they just looked at him and they went shh, and then they put him in the hospital. They put him in the ambulance. He knows the truth. They're like
a bunch of sick aliens.
Guy just nodding and doing the shh motion, like, you were right. We're gonna unleash all these people into the country.
Yeah, the shit that people get up to once they're convinced of some nonsense, and I
this guy is clearly like mentally unstable, right? So the blame for me is
he's a hero.
Squarely on the people who are tweeting out those videos that I was talking about earlier of filming outside of hospitals, saying this is all a hoax.
Yeah, no, this guy's probably.
I know you can't draw a direct line and hold those people responsible. I understand that, but in my mind, they are.
The blame for me is what the fuck? Why did he? They give you a fucking psych evaluation to be a security guard. Why did you give this man a train?
Right.
And not keep up with his mental health? I mean, they should be like, they should check in with you at least once every couple of years and be like, are you hearing voices? Is Ed Harris coming to try to recruit you into the CIA? Okay. No. All right. Good. You can keep on being an engineer. If you answer yes to any of these questions, get the fuck off our train.
Yeah. I mean, this guy is clearly cut from the same cloth as a Pizzagate idiot. So,
yes, but the advantage the Pizzagate guy had was he had a complete narrative. He had a whole story. And it fit nicely into an elevator pitch, you know. Hillary Clinton sells kids out of a pizza joint, out of a basement. So
until he showed up and he was like, "The door was right there. I swear to God, there's a force field holding us back." It's like, whoa, dude. Did you go to 4chan or did you watch Men in Black? Or did you do both while on acid?
They're like pulling on the sconces, trying to like, where's the secret door? How does this open?
Yeah.
He's grabbing every red pepper fucking like shaker and he's like, no, one of these opens it up. It's like Batman. I saw it. Hold on. Oh, shit.
I was reminded of Batman the other day because I was thinking about, you reading all these stories about people just being stuck in their homes and, just wearing nothing but sweatpants and not being able to get haircuts and all that shit. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is just like in the Batman movie. Remember when Joker poisoned what did he do? He poisoned the water supply and nobody could take a shower? I don't know why that was like a bigger concern than being able to drink. But all I remember is that there was the newscaster with like the fucked up hair.
Yes.
I've worn pajama pants for going on 3 weeks, and my beard is now in uncharted territory. So,
what I'm getting at is the Joker's behind all this, you guys.
Oh.
The Joker started the coronavirus.
Oh. So Heath Ledger faked his death? It's all him? He faked his death 10 years ago.
No, what it is that Jared Leto's, he wasn't at no retreat. He was brewing up the coronavirus.
Oh, that's right.
Pissed off that he's the only person to play the Joker and not get any love. He's like, fucking Cesar Romero wouldn't even shave his mustache. I sent used rubbers to my fucking co-stars. I deserve an Oscar nomination.
Yeah. Joaquin Phoenix does it one time. He gets a goddamn trophy.
Yeah, that hair-lipped motherfucker gets on there and they give him a fucking statue. What the fuck? Yeah, I that's what it is. It's a pissed off Jared Leto. I'm comfortable with that conspiracy theory. That's going to be my pet theory for the fucking coronavirus. He unleashed this upon us because we didn't appreciate his genius turn as the Joker in Suicide Squad.
He's still in character.
Never left it.
He can't get out of character until he's fully appreciated.
Good Lord.
Unregimented.
ChristopherMedia.net.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. And that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As much as life has changed over the last year, you're still pretty busy. So consider convenient COVID-19 testing from Quest. Get the same tests hospitals use without a doctor visit. Simply order online, select from drive-through or at-home options, and get results sent securely to your phone or computer. It's a great fit for your busy life. With over 25 million COVID-19 tests processed, you can count on Quest. So order your test today at questcovid19.com.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Unregimented.
Well, shall we wrap up the week on something light?
Yeah, why not?
Well, yes. So, what have we been doing then to keep ourselves occupied during the quarantine period?
Well,
I myself have been playing a lot of video games. Well, I shouldn't even say video games. I've been playing a lot of one particular video game, and that's the Spider-Man game, because I just get to go roam around a city. I haven't even been doing missions. I'm just like, let's just go swing.
Have you ever walked down the streets in that game, and then someone will come up to you and they'll like put their hand up, and if you press triangle, you'll high five them, and they're like, "Yeah, Spider-Man, you're my favorite hero, man."
Oh no, I haven't high fived anyone. I've had to tell me to like go, like, you should check out that warehouse over there. I'm like, mind your own business. Who's the superhero here? None who's wearing the mask and who's not. Yeah. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, fuck off.
Well, no, and that was one of those games that it came out a couple years ago, and I was like waiting for the price to drop, and it did, and it must have been over a year ago that they had that with all the DLC on sale for, I think it was like $30 at the time, so half price.
Yeah, I bought mine, at the beginning of this year, so it was only $20, but I got all the DLC.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, I'll give it a go. And it wasn't because it was a bad game. It's just I picked it up, I played maybe like a couple hours of it, and then I have no idea. But something else obviously caught my attention, so I came back to it in the last week or so. And I've been trying to ration it out because I'm slowly running out of games to play that I actually give a shit about.
Yeah.
And at any moment, the money spigot's going to be turned off because I'm just waiting for it. We are in complete shutdown. Everybody stay the fuck home unless you are one of these like 5 professions. And delivery driver for food ain't going to be it. So,
have you hit nighttime yet in the game?
You mean it's nighttime and daytime again in the game?
No, there's a point in the game where everything hits the fan and the whole city erupts in violence, and it happens that's when the actual gameplay, it's not just a change into a next day, you're actually playing at night. Because at that point in the game, if you're about halfway through, I think you're right around that point. But if you you'll know. It's the only time where you swing around the city and people are just taking shots at you.
Well, it's a 2-year-old game, so I'm at the point where you find out that the guy who set up the soup kitchen in the homeless shelter, you just went into his office and found out like how much of a bad guy he is.
Yeah. There's a point that you'll reach soon where the city there's just fires everywhere, and like every villain is out on the streets. And you can just do that forever. Like, there's certain areas that you can clear out, but like the Sable agents will just constantly respawn, and you could just fight them endlessly.
Well, this Spider-Man game, it's from what I've seen, is very well done. Graphics are top notch. PS4, you get a 4K PS4 system and a 4K TV. It looks good. I've seen it under those conditions.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. They bit a whole lot off of Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 2. I mean, from the way you go around the city to the random things that pop up, and you go and you stop it, and you get like tokens, and then you use the tokens to upgrade your abilities and your power. I mean, it is damn near the same gameplay from a game for, you know, like what? At that point, it was a 15, 14-year-old game. So I was like...
Spider-Man 2 is a great game, though, and they took a lot of the elements from like the Batman games and incorporated that into it as well.
The fighting's a lot different because it's more of that Arkham style fighting.
Right.
So, I mean, but like, I'm just like, holy shit, wow, okay, yeah. This is, the polite way to put it would be, that's an homage to Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I mean, was it the same company, though? I mean, no, ultimately.
No, because it's switched hands so many times, and at one point, Marvel sold to Disney. They were pretty much given, you know, taking money from anybody to license out their shit, because there was
but all these games were developed under Sony. Like, Sony had the license for Spider-Man, and that's who would eventually have to sign off on the Spider-Man games as well, I believe.
Well, Spider-Man 2 came out for Xbox as well, but I just never.
Yeah, I know that. I don't mean Sony as in like because they own PlayStation, but Sony because they own the Spider-Man
rights
name.
to Spider-Man. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I wasn't thinking that way.
And any of the games developed in conjunction with what's going on in the movies, that's all. I believe Sony has still a final say on all that stuff as well.
Well, there was another Spider-Man game that came out a little bit after Spider-Man 2 that you switch back and forth between Spider-Man and Venom.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that one.
Really? I love tearing up the city as Venom, but it was just because it was like, okay, I played Spider-Man 2. Like, I'm like, really? Another one? I'm swinging around the city. Random people yell for help, and I got to go save them. And then I switched to Venom, and I'm like, oh, I can go tear shit up now? All right. You know? But yeah, and then there was a really weird one. It was like Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, and Wolverine.
Yeah, I never played that one.
Yeah, and I was like, I give up. I'm like, I'm all right on that. But I will say, if the people that had anything to do with the Avengers game that's coming out had anything to do with the Spider-Man game, I got a lot more faith in that Avengers game that's going to be coming out here soon.
It looks like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, who the fuck doesn't want to be the Hulk running around going Hulk smash?
Yeah, just picking up people by their feet. Slapping them around.
Judy God. Yeah, exactly. Just, I mean, seriously, it's you know, it's because in these times of stress, when you're locked in with the ones you love and you want to go full on Jack Nicholson from The Shining, play video games instead.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from ChristopherMedia.net.
If you've got a PS4, did they release a Spider-Man game for any other system, or was that a Sony exclusive?
It's Sony exclusive.
Okay, yeah. So if you have a PS4, you know, you could do a lot worse than the Spider-Man game. $20, and you could get just tons of hours of gameplay out of that thing. And I like the way it kind of ramps up too. You know, the way that you can develop your Spider-Man, you know, selecting the different gadgets and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It really keeps things interesting. You know, my fighting style has drastically changed the more that I learn about. Now I'm all about I realized once you get certain things like where you can throw guys around and swing them around and shit and kick them, do the swing kick. You fight guys on the roof, all you got to do is knock them all off the roof.
Yeah, yeah. So
I go up to a roof, there's 4 guys on it, and I just like bam, 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 and then I'm done, which is kind of funny. And it doesn't really fit the theme of Spider-Man. He's not the guy who's just like, I'm going to kick this bad guy off the roof and then jet. But if you notice, like if you look down, if you follow a guy that you've kicked off of a roof, before he hits the ground, a web will shoot out and attach him to the wall. So
yeah, they don't
ever
turn him into a murderer.
Right. They don't want, it's a bad luck to have a guy just like hit the ground and die.
Well, yeah, so there's Spider-Man, there's
I got The Witcher, and that's going to be one that is going to take a lot of time to go through as well, but I just can't get in the groove of it yet.
Man, it's one of those games. I I'm one of these people that sometimes it takes a minute for shit to click with me. It took me 4 times trying to watch past episode 1 of Game of Thrones before I actually could get past episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, God, she's jumping all over the place. It's like a soap opera. This is ridiculous.
Right.
Everyone's like,
yeah.
no, stick with it. Trust me. I'm like, all right. The Witcher is it's gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be like shit. What was that? Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay.
Not 7. Not the one that put the PlayStation on the map, but the one after that. I think it was like 4 discs on PlayStation. And
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, a buddy of mine left it at my house, and like I tried 3-4 times to get into it, and then next thing I know, like after a month, I hadn't touched it. I was like, let me try it again. And just it was like click, and next thing I know, 5 hours later, I'm still playing. So, I mean, I hope that's how The Witcher is, but it seems like it gets quite involved. And it's like, I don't give a fuck enough about the Witcher world to sit there and learn all the intricate details of how to control the shit and the games inside the game, the card game you gotta learn.
Not interested.
Yeah, I mean, if it was Star Wars, like, fuck yeah, I'd sit there and learn all that shit because it's Star Wars. It's something I've been into all my life. If it was, like something like a property like
you have
that,
something to associate it to, whereas like they're just, for all I know, they're just making up words for this game and
yeah, exactly,
and everything. So. I don't know. It is pretty involved. I haven't learned how to craft anything decent or use my spells in any way. And the fighting's nowhere near as intricate as a game like Spider-Man. It's, pretty much just dodge and slash.
Yeah, and
so I'm going to have to get involved in the actual story if I'm going to actually beat this game. So,
well, that's one of the I do not recommend these games for casual gamers, by the way. If you are a casual gamer and you pick these games up and it costs you a controller, do not send your bill to me. You've been warned.
Some expert level shit.
Oh, yeah. Even on the easiest of difficulty settings. This is like there's a game called Dark Souls came out about a decade ago, and it upped the bar back to like the days of Nintendo games. Like, remember when we played Nintendo games as a kid, and sometimes you couldn't get, like, they'll say there's 10 levels. Sometimes no matter how hard you tried, how many hours you put in, you couldn't get past the 3rd level.
Mm-hmm.
Because they built those games to not want you to beat them.
And there's no save.
So
you got to start from scratch every single time.
Now, that's not like that, thank God. Because if it was, I don't think people would play these games because it takes a very certain type of masochist to like that type shit. But it's called Neo, and it's set in like ancient Japan, samurais, mysticism, all this stuff.
Right. Okay, I've seen that.
I picked it up along with Bloodborne I picked up both games brand new in the package, unopened for $20, and so I was like, can't beat that. And so I just took a chance on it, and I'd heard a lot about it, and I'm kind of into like the samurai culture a little bit. And I mean, it's a fantasy version of the samurai culture, but I'm gonna tell you what, these games you have to memorize. Okay, the boss moves go this way, you dodge this way, then you do this, and you do, oh fuck, I fucked up. Okay, well I'm starting over again. All right, so the boss goes this way, then I do this, and it is like that old school. Like I said, like playing Super Star Wars or Super Return of the Jedi, or one of those games that was like,
yeah,
but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Nintendo game, Battletoads, like shit that you're like, oh motherfucker, I'm gonna kill somebody, I can't get past this shit. Contra without the cheat code. Yeah, 3. Right. If you've ever played Contra, how the fuck are you supposed to beat that with 3 people?
You're not
with 3 lives. Seriously, it is damn near impossible. It takes 2 people with the infant with what, the 30 lives each?
Yes.
And maybe you'll get to the end of it. And that's if you actually like the game and are trying and not just spamming the fire button. I mean, anyway, sorry. I had a flashback there to the late 80s.
Yes.
Oof, that was rough, but
I played the fuck out of it. beat that game over and over again.
I've seen people online decades later do speed runs with Contra with just the 3 guys, just the 3 lives, and I'm like, dude, my God. I mean, that's awesome, but I've touched a titty before, so I guess I'll take that instead of being able to do this with Contra. Like, I mean, like, I get it, but that's it's something you set out to do, but that ain't getting you no poo-poo. You know what I'm saying? So,
what do you think about Bloodborne? Because that's a game I tried and I really didn't get into, but people seem fanatic about it. And I wasn't sure if they're just fanatic about like the story and the world building, or if it was the actual gameplay that they were into, because the gameplay didn't seem like much to me.
I would say they're into the world building and the story because it's
just a hack and slash game then.
Hack and slash with very light RPG elements. It's like the Neo games. There's RPG elements.
Yeah,
like you can build up to where you use certain weapons over other weapons. At some point, you might have to make a commitment that'll cut off your skill tree to be able to continue to learn that skill. Like you'll max out at that, which I like because I hate these role-playing games that if you just play it long enough, you can do everything. It's like, well, it's not realistic.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Right, the type of like Horizon Zero Dawn and Spider-Man both have that like skill tree thing, and all you do is fill up your skill tree, and that's not sculpting an experience in a game. That's just beating everything. That's getting all the trophies.
See, I think it works for Spider-Man, but when it works for a faceless protagonist, like in the Fallout games, especially the latest Fallout game, Fallout New Vegas, when you're filling out your attributes, if you put your intelligence is like 1 or 2, when you go to talk to people, you're grunting and pantomime and stuff because they're like, I don't understand you. Are you retarded? Did you hit your head? What's wrong with you? Like in game, they treat you like you're an idiot because you set your intelligence to be an idiot, you know? So you have and if your charm is way down, people will be like, God damn, you're ugly. Like, man, fuck you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just asked where the next town was. I didn't ask for critique of my looks here, you know, but so, I mean, those type of games are the role-playing games I came up on. So when it's like you can just fill up everything, Spider-Man, it works because his character is Spider-Man. You expect Spider-Man, he still talks like Spider-Man, he still acts like Spider-Man.
And you're playing one specific character, like in Horizon Zero. I mean, I love both of those games. They're just not true role-playing games.
Yeah. But I will say, for the first time, in wait a minute, hold on a second, let me stop lying. 5 years, 6 years, I'm going to be buying a physical copy of this year's Madden. Chris, can you guess why?
Tom Brady is going to be on a Tampa Bay jersey.
Well, I don't know if he's going to be on the cover, but I have to have a physical copy of the game in case, you know.
But there's no season.
Down the line, they cancel the season. Or this game, like, you know, they release it and then it just kind of, because there's no season, it fizzles out, you know, and they take it off of the digital store. I just want a physical copy of Tom Brady in a Tampa Bay jersey because, God damn it,
that's his team.
My team has the greatest quarterback of all time now, and if I can't take them to the Super Bowl, at least on Pro. Then something's really fucking wrong here, man.
See, he's already getting worked up talking about it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh God, that's $60 I didn't want to spend on a fucking sports game, but whatever. I don't buy them very often anymore, or I wait till like the season's 3/4 over and they go on sale for like $15-$20. And I'm like, all right, I'll pick it up then because I'm going to get $15-$20 out of a baseball or hockey game. If you play 20 games, that's 20 to 25 hours. You got your money's worth. I mean,
there's been some really decent sales on the PlayStation games lately too. I picked up the remastered Arkham Collection, which is the first 2 Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Is that right?
Yes.
At $5 for both games.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, those are fun games. It seems playing them now after playing Spider-Man, it seems like everything is in slow motion when you're fighting, but they're still very enjoyable.
Well, I don't really mind that Arkham Knight isn't in that collection, but I am kind of bummed that Arkham Origins wasn't. Because Arkham Origins is like a very... It was snuck in between Arkham City and Arkham Knight. And for whatever reason, because it was a prequel to every other game they'd released, and it didn't have a lot of the same villains that we're used to seeing, I think Deadshot was the main villain in that game. So that tells you how off the beaten path they were going. Like, the Mad Hatter played a prominent role as a villain in that game, you know?
I thought, they did the Mad Hatter stuff. They did, like the Ra's al Ghul stuff from Arkham City, right? Where it was all trippy. That's so, like, you get drugged.
Oh, yeah, and the Scarecrow shit from Arkham Asylum, yeah.
Right, yes. Yeah, I really enjoyed that game.
But for some reason, they didn't remaster it.
I don't know why.
They didn't re-release it.
Not as popular?
I guess. I think you have to buy Microsoft and PlayStation's streaming or download their old game service. You know what I'm saying? Like that $15 a month is.
Yes, if you subscribe to PS Now, you get a lot of the PS3 games, access to them. Which I think is kind of shitty that, like, you have them available for the system. Can you just put them on the store as well?
Every once in a while they will.
I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not going to bitch about it. But I want to play Katamari, goddammit. And I'm not going to pay $15 a month to play a Katamari game.
I'll say this. I kept my eye on the store, and it was probably about 2.5 months ago. I saw that for the PlayStation 2, they had the Star Wars Bounty Hunter game that was on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Which was the Jango Fett game.
Yeah.
That leads, literally, like, it leaves off right as his first scene picks up in the movie.
Yes.
And I think I picked it up for like $2.99. I was like, I'll take it. And it's been, it's not been remastered. It's not high def, but I mean, it's been, they've reworked it to where it fits modern screens without the black bars on each side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you go play these older games and it's like, why the fuck is half my TV black bars? Oh, well, it's not been
the aspect
reformatted.
Ratio.
Yeah, the aspect ratio hasn't been reformatted. Fuck you. Spend 3 hours, pay someone a couple $100 and fucking get it set. Come on, let's go. But yeah, and the other ones, the original Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, that's on PlayStation Store. I think Battlefront 2, Jedi Outcast 2.
So they
Jedi
do
Academy.
offer older games on the store, just not everything. Just select games that they.
Yeah, you kind of got to watch it. I think what you can do is if you go into the UI, you can go into the store and favorite games, and when that game goes on sale or it leaves like PlayStation Now and it becomes, you can get it through the store, you get a message. I think that's how that works.
All right.
Because all I know is that I got PlayStation Now for free for 1 month, and I was like, granted, this was 5 years ago. I'm like, I don't really have shit out for games that I want. I don't want to pay this. I think it was like $20 a month at that point. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, I think I got a deal. So it was only a week free, but then it was like $10 for the first month. And I did that when I first got the PS4, and it worked out. I got to play a lot of different types of games. And actually, I had it long enough that I could beat Horizon Zero Dawn completely.
Yeah.
But I also got to try out all the other games like Fallout and, I don't know, Uncharted. All the big franchise stuff, they have, at least one game of it on there. And it allowed me to figure out what types of games I like.
Have you checked out Last of Us?
Yeah, I like choices. The Last of Us seemed to like, I played some of it and it was a little bit too much like Dragon Quest.
Okay.
Like, you're going to go down this path, and then you're going to have a choice. Somebody's going to jump out, and you go one way or the other.
Okay, well, that was the game that took me
I mean, like, I get what people like about it. I mean, the story seemed interesting, and I'm actually really looking forward to the TV show that HBO is developing on it. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not into heavy narrative-driven games. I like more freedom.
All right, well, is that going to do it for this week? We made it through another week.
Another week, yeah, and looks like we're going to be doing this for a while longer, too.
Yeah, you heard the Michigan governor spoke tonight, and she pretty much said, like, I can't speak on it now, but if the federal government went to April 30th, you can bet we're going to go longer than 21 days. So, yeah. Woohoo.
All right, well, we'll get through this together.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm geeking out here in history. The thing I find neat about this, and where I just said neat, this is something that is, again, it's global. All right? 9/11 was something unique to our country. This is a global thing. Like, the entire world is in on this, and it's, from a history standpoint, I find it fascinating. Whatever, I can't wait to go outside again, do things.
Don't you have a backyard, man? It was 60 degrees out. You go out in your backyard.
Not much of a backyard.
Yeah, it's the back of my property. It's about it's why the wife's bothered me 100 times to get a dog. I mean, what yard would the dog go out in? We don't have a yard. We have a huge front yard, but anyway, it's neither here nor there. Everybody who's listened all week, thank you. New listeners, welcome. I see you. You're there. We've just about doubled our listenership in a couple weeks, so that's cool. It means it worked. We're all looking for stuff to do. 3 weeks in, I bagged on my wife last week for running out of shit to watch. 3 weeks in, I'm like, damn, all right. I'm starting to go like, all right, what things haven't I finished? Let's go finish them. So I hear you. We're all
finish Mr. Robot.
Oh, well, real quick, this just 3 hours ago, it's got announced via Barstool Sports, HBO is making 39 of their shows and movies free starting tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Like Sopranos, The Wire, like all the good shit.
Veep, Succession, Silicon Valley, Barry, Ballers.
Dude, Barry is a great show. A really superb show.
Oh, shit. They're going to have the McMillions, the McDonald's Monopoly fraud.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to see that. I remember the big controversy.
But yeah, so I mean, The Wire. If you haven't seen these shows, The Wire, Silicon Valley should keep you busy for a while.
Oh yeah, do we get 5 seasons of The Wire?
5 of The Wire and 6 of Silicon Valley.
6 of the wasn't it 7?
Yeah, it was 7. Yeah. I've had like the last 2 episodes of that show just hanging, waiting for me to watch them. Like, I don't know.
You don't even get that.
I got caught up in shit.
How it ends yet?
No, I got to like episode 7, and it doesn't go up to like episode 8. I got to where I got to Tethics, and I know that's 9. And I know when they start talking about Tethics, they were near the end. So,
yeah, I think you have 2 more episodes. So they kind of tie together. Anyway.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, we're all looking for content. We're making more. People are listening. Thank you, everybody who's been listening. Please rate us if you like it. Share it. Tell somebody about it. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio app, ChristopherMedia.net. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but wherever you can listen to a podcast, we are there. Everybody have a good weekend. Stay safe. Stay inside. And we'll see you Monday.
See ya.
Later, guys.
Unregimented.
ChristopherMedia.net.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. And that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As As much as life has changed over the last year, you're still pretty busy. So consider convenient COVID-19 testing from Quest. Get the same tests hospitals use without a doctor visit. Simply order online, select from drive-through or at-home options, and get results sent securely to your phone or computer. It's a great fit for your busy life. With over 25 million COVID-19 tests processed, you can count on Quest. So order your test today at questcovid19.com.
ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.